Good morning, Boker Tov. It's good to see everyone coming safely in this morning after this massive dump of snow. It was enough so that it wasn't safe to ask people to come out to in-person Minyan this morning. So hopefully others who are participating or saying Kaddish or want to start the day together will be joining us today. Yes, well, thank you. And it is a good decision, and it's good to see you and Anita and all of you here this morning. Please do go ahead and share greetings with one another. Good morning, Joni and Lauren and Sandra. It's really meaningful that we have this opportunity every day, regardless of weather, to be together and to connect. Good morning, Elad, and to each of you, to all of you, to Marion and Stephen. We say Boker Tov, welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto, our daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. It's very meaningful to be here with you this morning, especially to wish you today a meaningful and happy 15th day of the month of Shvat. That's right, today is Tu B'Shvat, a day where we celebrate the regrowth of spring, the awakening of the land. And you can tell by looking out your windows that we're talking about the land of Israel. Today is another of the many demonstrations of the intimate connection between the observances of our people throughout the world and the rhythm and the nature of the beautiful land of Israel. And so today, though it is a Torah Day Thursday, we'll be focusing not on the not on the um, on the snow outside or on this week's Torah portion, but rather on the land of Israel and what it means to our people. So good morning, Lauren. Like it said, grab your shovels, not so much to plant, or probably to shovel, but we look forward to connecting, and we can feel the warmth of our people in the land, of that physical manifestation of our people's life as we join together in this celebration of physically awakening today. I will ask everyone, please, and to tell your neighbors, please, in a heavy snow like this, be very careful physically about clearing the driveway. Too many times, I have seen bad health outcomes from people trying to do too much. Please let's honor our wellness and respect our limits as we join in these words of blessing. ברוך אתה, אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר יצר את האדם בחוכמה, וברא בו נקבים נקבים, חלולים חלולים, גלוי וידוע לפני כיסא כבודך, שאם יפתח אחד מהם, או יסתם אחד מהם, אי אפשר להתקיים ולעמוד לפניך. ברוך אתה, אדוני, רופא כל בשר, ומפליא לעשות. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. Let's join our spirits together. All of them are connected with each other through God, through the divine one. And so let's feel that sense of togetherness, that combined strength, that unity as we join in this prayer. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. V'arev na Adonai Eloheinu et divrei Toratcha b'finu v'fi amcha bet Yisrael v'niyeh anachnu v'tze'etzaenu v'tze'etzae amcha bet Yisrael kulanu yodei shemecha v'lomdei Toratecha lishma. Baruch atah Adonai, hamlamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. Elu dvarim she'en lahem shi'ur. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud Avaim, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut Chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. Bashkamat Ber Midrash Shacharit Ve'arvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. Bachnasat Ochim, to welcome the stranger. Uvikur Cholim, to visit the sick. Bahachnasat Kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Ulvayat Hamed, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun tefillah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam l'chavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'tamud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, let us continue this morning with wrong one, sorry, with a sense of gratitude, with an awareness that we live in a time where our people have returned to our physical land. And Tu B'Shvat can be not merely an awareness of a date on the calendar, the passing of time, but a celebration of the incredible rebirth physically of the land of Israel, of the beautiful fruit that it provides, of the beautiful oranges that I got at the grocery store yesterday that came from Israel, of that beautiful connection. And so please join me in these words of gratitude for living in such a time, the Hebrew and English, and then Psalm 100. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch hu u'baruch shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch she'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers that we might be redeemed. Mizmor LeTodah, a song of gratitude. Hariu l'Adonai kol ha'aretz. Let all the earth sing to the eternal, find joy in service of the sacred. May every word lead one to encounter the divine presence. May we sense the Holy One within us and in all creation. Discover sacred purpose in every moment. The eternal is our infinitely capable creator. God forms our purpose and potential. Enter the gates with gratitude, bring praise and thanks, and bless the divine name. The divine love of the eternal allows us to find good in everything and strengthens the faith of each generation. Every one of those generations recites Shema Yisrael, these words that affirm unity and that remind us that in our homes and on our ways, when we lie down and when we rise up, we need to look at our world from a lens of loving God and therefore loving all, especially all those who affirm the values that bring humankind together rather than dividing us. And when we celebrate the land that carries us all, it is another reminder of that unity, that togetherness. Please join me. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha. Ve'ayu advarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavcha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. B'shivtecha b'vetecha, u'v'lechtecha b'derech, u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha, u'kshartam la'ot al yadecha, v'ayu letotafot ben enecha, u'chtavtam al mezuzot betecha, u'v'ish'arecha. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. As I mentioned earlier on, it is Tu B'Shvat this morning. It is a morning where we're aware of the incredible gift of our connection to the earth and particularly to the land of Israel in all of its beauty. And so this morning, in our time to learn Torah together on this Thursday morning, we want to turn to that verse in Torah from the book of Devarim, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8, verse 8, that celebrates the glory of the land of Israel and reminds us how deeply our tradition is connected to it. It says, beginning with verse 7, as we have here, that for your God, the Eternal, is bringing you into a good land, a land with streams and springs and fountains issuing from plain and hill. And here this famous verse, Eretz chita us'ora, v'gefen u'te'ena, v'rimon, Eretz zait, shemen udvash. A land of wheat and barley, of vines and figs and pomegranates, and Eretz Zait, a land of olives. It says a land of olive trees because it says Eretz Zait Shemen, that we're talking about olive oil as the lifeblood of our people in the land of Israel and a product of it, and Devash and honey. Honey here does not mean bee honey, but rather it means date honey, as dates are also one of those essential 7 species, those fruits of the land of Israel. And we say fruits, we mean things that grow, things from come to the land. And it's a reminder, even in times as I experienced yesterday, and we'll say more about tomorrow, when we're threatened because of our existence in the land and our courage to make the land a place of growth of nature and of our tradition, that the land is a center and source for us and a source of sustenance, beginning with the physical of wheat and barley, a reminder that bread is the staff of life, one of only 2 fruits or products that have their own blessing. When we bless foods and say thanks for what we have received, we say a blessing for fruits that grow from trees and grow from the ground and things made from such products. But we also say hamotzi lechem min haaretz, that God brings forth bread from the earth, which is a celebration of the divine partnership represented by bread. As it cannot be, it is not made by God and can't be made without the gifts of the divine one. And then also, of course, not only bread, but there's a blessing for wine, for grape juice, but really for wine because people needed to drink in a way that did not endanger them in times before modern health. But I think bread on Tu B'Shvat, it's important for us to see how bread, a food that we eat, becomes an essential element of our experience. And here is the Kitzur Balaturim, the Joseph Caro, who lived in Tzfat in Israel, wrote this commentary on this verse that sums up how these bring together our religious and physical tradition. Eretz, a land. There are 10 words in this verse. Therefore, one must place all 10 fingers on the bread while reciting the bracha. When making the bread, the blessing of Hamotzi. It's traditional to put all 10 fingers on the bread to hold it tight, not only to be careful and caring of it, but corresponding to these 10 commandments, 10 mitzvot, that are involved in preparing the bread. They are as follows. You may not plow with an ox and a donkey together. Do not plant in your vineyard mixed species, that when sheaves fall, leave them on the ground for the poor. Likewise, when they're forgotten, they must remain there, and you must leave the corners of the field for the poor. And you may not muzzle an ox and a donkey. You may not muzzle an ox while it threshes and while it assists in the making of flour. So what do all those verses represent? They represent the ethical imperative in how our bread gets to our table. It's not only a connection between God and Israel, between humanity and the divine, but it is a reminder that we need to be kind to those, whether animals or humans, who help to produce the bread, and be thoughtful of them. That while making for us to have enough, we have to make sure others have enough. And we have to also observe rituals that bind us to God, remembering that bread is a symbol of our tradition, not merely of what we need to eat. And then these last mitzvot, Toma, Maser Rishon, Maser Sheni, those are when we produce bread and when we produce wheat and barley and other growing things, we are obligated to give from them to all those without, not just those who can come to our fields and take for themselves, a beautiful tradition, but rather that having means we have an obligation, Maser Rishon, to help those who are in need, to help those who serve ourselves and our people. Maser Sheni must be taken and eaten in Jerusalem. And in some years, one of those is called Maser Ani, the tithe that goes to the poor. And challah is not a kind of bread. Challah is the mitzvah of taking a bit of our dough and giving it to those without security, with those without land. In ancient times, that was the priests. And so now symbolically, the challah that is taken is burned up, but it's a reminder that we must share that which we have with all those in need. Our tradition is inseparable from our physical selves, from the physical land of Israel, as we mark and celebrate on this Tu B'Shvat, and from living an ethical life, responding to others and being with and for our people, providing for our people the kinds of communal life and basic necessities that allow everyone to participate in our lives, in our tradition as it is. And with that in mind, we continue honoring those who do for our people. The Maaser Rishon and Sheni were given to those who served as religious functionaries in the temple in part. And today, sometimes refer to the land of Israel, the state of Israel, as the third temple, as the modern symbol of our people's unity. And so we say this prayer honoring all those who give of themselves, who sacrifice, not to protect land itself, but to provide security to our people and all the citizens of the Jewish democratic state of Israel. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל ושאר מגיני עמנו העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה ומכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם. ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים וחניתותיהם למזמרות. לא יישאו גוי אל גוי חרב, ולא ילמדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת כפנו ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד ונאמר, אמן. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who stand on guard for us. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury, and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree with none to make them afraid. And together we say, Amen. Well, we continue our prayers for those in need with our prayers for those in need of healing. And so for all those who are ill or unwell or isolated or injured, for each of them seeking to recover, care for others, we hope for everyone staying safe today. We say this prayer of healing and strength for all who are in need. For those names that have been given to me and given to Temple, those names placed in the chat and this and other services, and especially for those forcibly isolated, for those taken hostage and held criminally as a crime against humanity by terrorists in Gaza, for each of them and for all of them, for all in need, we turn to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב ואמותינו שרה רבקה לאה ורחל הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך אדוני אלוהינו לחל עמם ולרפאותם וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ועטרת שלום ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength, reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. Well, even with the huge snowfall, I'm grateful that we're safely here together so that we can connect and reflect on this Tu B'Shvat and so that we can remember. And so now we do that, recalling all those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. In the period of Shloshim, the past 30 days, we extend our condolences to the families of David Silverman, Roxanne Reisman, Sheila Arbusman, Howard Kadekel, Myrna Zeidenberg, Larry Burnick, Sharon Rosen, Amy Meithner. And we also remember all victims of terror and war, including terror victims Tamar Edri, Akiva von Königswald, and IDF soldiers whose lives have been lost in the last 30 days. Yair Yaakov Shushani, Alexander Fedorenko, Avram Tzvika Friedman, Ofer Jung, Eliav Stuker, Mero Fisher, Yahav Mayan, Aviatar Ben Yehuda, Nadav Cohen, Nachman Rafael Ben Ami, Aviel Weissman, Danila Diakov, Guy Carmiel, Liam Chazi, Oron Shaul, Yachav Hadar, Yoav Pfeffer. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths, on this Tu B'Shvat, on this 15th day of the month of Shvat, the 13th of February, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Tilly Bardakoff, Harry Cohen, Charles Goldstein, Ruthie Kervel, Zissou Lika Landesberg, Henry Obar, Samuel Quitt, Alan Rossman, John Saffer, Morris Schwartz, Nathan Sherwin, Melvin B. Weiss. Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and our sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabba, be'alma divrach yeruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayechon uvyomechon, uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, בעגלה ובזמן קריב עמו, אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה ברכו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תשבחתה ונחמתה, תמירן בעלמה ועמו, אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועמו, אמן. עושה שלום במומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועמו, amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and bring comfort to all who remember. And together we say, amen. Well, Temple is, I hope all of us can find reasons to be grateful today. Temple is grateful that contributions have been made by Jeff Kerbel to the Minion Fund, observing Yahrzeit for Ruthie Kerbel, for his mother, Ruth Kerbel. And a donation has been made to the Rabbi's Discretionary Fund by Debbie and Zev Landsberg, observing Yahrzeit for Lika Zisu Landsberg. Boker Tov, Boker O. Looking forward to seeing you here on Boker Tov tomorrow.